Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It is very important to do your own research analysis before making any investment based on your personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you find on our website or podcast and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. What's up, my future one percenters? This is Marathon Money, brought to you by Wincrease.com. I'm Cam Jones, Prince of the Stock Market, and I'm here with my boy Kenny Coins. What up, Kenny?
What's good? How is everything going?
It's all right. We also have another guest with us from our Marathon Money Facebook chat. Our good buddy Kimberly is on. What's up, Kimberly?
Good morning. How are you?
All right. Now, do you go by Kimberly or Kim?
Yeah, it's Kimberly. I know it's a lot of syllables, but you could do it.
Yeah, you know, I'm lazy, man. I ain't on it. I gotta say all them syllables. Dang, man.
I
know it's early in the morning, but you can do it.
Oh man, I was reading like this meme that said like, have you ever like you meet somebody brand new and you tell them your name and then they automatically try to say, do you have a nickname? It's like, yo, you just met me. At least try to learn my name. Oh man.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm not gonna go any more on it, man. So what's up on the week, man? So I was looking at the charts yesterday. I saw something that I don't like on the NASDAQ and the S&P. They're both below the 200-day on the yearly. Now, I don't like stocks. I don't like the market below the 200-day. I don't know how I didn't recognize this. I didn't pay attention to it, but
it's because our portfolio is doing well. It's outdoing the market.
Yeah, it's outdoing right. Yeah.
Usually the stocks we pick go along with the market. But it's coming to the point where we're not realizing. Well, I saw it actually on Wednesday that we were below the 200-day, and then and I kind of put it together that things might need to start switching around if we keep going any lower.
I feel like, well, right now I'm looking at the NDX, basically the NASDAQ. I really don't.
Yeah.
It's like in that area where I don't really see no type of support. I guess it could make support right here, but I would feel more comfortable if it was above its 200-day. It's not like way
that's the
below
reason
it.
why. That's the reason why I said if he keeps going lower, we're gonna have to make some changes. But because at this point, I'm looking at the weekly, and it's just a big red candle, which has no support. It bounced off of, the low was for the week was 7,332. So that's the NASDAQ. That's where I'm looking at. So
I got you. I'm tracking and it's basically the same thing, but the prices might be a little bit off. But on NDX, I'm seeing support maybe. I mean, if I had to choose, I'd say 6,800. Now, does that mean we about to go down there? I honestly don't know. I'd rather us not, because I really feel like we got a chance to move up towards new highs. I mean, if we went down there, I'd be, if I have some money ready, to throw at it. But
I feel like this is a retracement. I don't feel like we should worry about it. I feel like we've been going so strong since the beginning of the year. I feel like this is just a little retracement. Just give the market a break, and then we finna take off. Because if you look on the weekly of the NDX, you see that like V shape.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look on it on the V shape, you can see that like the other resistance was at the high 72.05. So I feel like it broke that, then it went back down. I feel like we have a good chance where it's maybe taking a breather and might go up. But like Cam said, there's really no support right now. So it's kind of hard to tell which way it's gonna move. That's where you like sell what you have and then move forward
Stay
and
aggressive,
see where.
man.
Yeah,
Stay
that's
aggressive.
how I would play it.
So, um, Kimberly, have you been being aggressive out here? Hopefully.
I, to a certain extent, to a certain extent, I saw this coming, so I closed my positions, all, all of my positions on Friday, and now I'm looking at hedging, um, maybe taking a couple of positions and doing some hedging. Um, if I do decide to open up and go for something, but right now I'm hoping that it'll go sideways, maybe, hopefully.
Hmm.
Um, but
So, so you,
I just, mhm.
so you just sitting. You sold your stuff, and you're on the sidelines, just waiting on something, really, right?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen, because I'm not trusting that this um is it uh, the deal between uh, China and America is going to work. What is it? Oh,
Oh,
gosh, it's early.
you bringing in the
The more
politics
fun,
on us, man. What's
yeah,
up?
the more
Like, oh.
fundamental side. But
Yeah.
Well, so
Kimberly, are you a more fundamental trader, or are you like a tech, more of like a?
Well, this seems like this week it was, we were running on the news.
Yeah,
It, it, I didn't see where it was really about the market per se. Lately, it's been about the news. Um, so I know that it's all baked in at this point, and I don't think the market is trusting that a deal is going to come through.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're a bit top heavy, and we're going to either go sideways or go down a little bit more.
oh man, that's that. I like that good Kimberly analysis, man.
yeah, I do. That was pretty good. That gave a really good insight. So what? I know you said you're hedging. So what stocks that you particularly like in your portfolio that you're going to be hedging,
or
Well,
you
see,
getting, or you doing options? Which one you
or
doing?
are you doing options?
I'm an options player. I'm agnostic when it comes to which stocks to play. I just look for what looks good to me, and I go for it.
He's a
Um,
Oh, so
That's what I'm talking about.
that's what I'm talking about. So you kind of more of
man.
a,
We should
you know
say
what I
she's
mean,
a
just
but she's a bad woman.
yeah, yeah. Um, so I would say you're kind of more of just like whatever you find that can make, a certain, like Cam is 20%, like I'm 30%. What's your percentage where you say, okay, I make my profit? Um, where do you get out? Like what's the percentage of, or you're just like a certain day, if it doesn't make that much, you're out. If you lose there, it's that certain day, you're out too.
I,
Um,
I hedge more with stops. So
okay.
if it gets to my stop, then I'm out. But normally I try to take profit before it gets to my stop. But lately, here's the thing that I need to get back to. And while I have all of my positions closed, I'm going to do some paper trading
Yeah.
because I want to get to the point where I want to give it price a little room to move around before I say I'm going to take this off, because I've noticed that when you give it a little room, at some point it's going to go up. I've noticed that. So I want to start hedging a bit and letting my price move around in some of the stocks, and not take them off, not be afraid, because I found when I do take them off before it hits my stop, it the next day it just takes off. So and it just keeps going up, and at that point I'm chasing. So I let it go.
Yeah.
That's
That's
And
why.
smart.
That's why. that's why I asked about the percentage part, because I know a lot of people that stop is like, I feel like that's more old school. Once you get to a certain stop, no matter if it goes up $10 or $15, I'm taking my money regardless. Where maybe like you're doing a percentage where, okay, if it hits a 20%, I'm gonna put a stop right there, but I'm gonna still let it ride. Um, that's kind of more how I feel like we play it nowadays. But
I mean, whatever works. I mean, that's what we
whatever
for.
works,
You know
each
what I'm
his
saying?
own.
I like that. I like that strategy, man. She knows what she's
I do.
doing.
It's a solid strategy.
Mhm.
I mean, man,
Thank you. Thank you.
that was pretty good. You're the reason why they invented International Women's Day. I understand. From that
Uh,
analysis right there, you know.
Okay. Okay.
So we're gonna move on to our main topic. Actually,
for,
that's a good segue, man, because we want to talk about trading uh mistakes that we've made and how we learn from them, man. And shout out to my boy Russ on Stock Twist, man. What's up, man? So what I want to talk about, like, one of the things that I'm probably always going to make a mistake on. I'm never going to be able to correct it. Is not getting out when I'm supposed to. Basically, so if I see something, right, if I'm in a stock, let's just say I just pick Amazon, right? Amazon actually good because Amazon went up to like 2,000, and sometimes when you're in so early, like I bought Amazon like
we
ninety
both did.
dollars, $950,
Yeah,
something like that, and
I think it was 940 something. That's when we bought it.
and it keep going up. It's at 2,000. He the richest man in the world. It just Amazon keep going up, and you just like, yo, this can't go down. Whenever you tell yourself, if you get to a point and you tell yourself this can't go down, you need to sell it.
You better
You
sell.
need to sell it, and I never
Yeah, you
do.
need to sell.
And then when I say that, it's like a death wish. Like, what I'm saying, thing just start dropping. And I do it
Yeah,
all the time, and I always, like Kenny said, man, I always have my rule, like 20%. When stock hit 20%, I'm like, all right, usually I start thinking about taking profit, but I'm like, okay, I'm starting to watch it now because 20% is really what I like to make, especially in a short period of time. And then, it may double that. Now I'm at 40%. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling good. It's at 70. I'm feeling like it
got
can't
that
go.
stop loss right there.
I feel like it
You know
can't
what
go
I mean?
down, and all of a sudden I done lost everything. You know what I'm saying? So
You know what I mean?
sticking to my rules, man, that's a big flaw that I have in trading, man. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to shake it, just because people like I can't speak for everybody. Me, I like seeing my numbers go up. Like that excites me, man. When I see like my money just growing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at the numbers, I'm like, okay, I bought this at 40, it's at 90. I got, 300 shares. I like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at every penny it go up. I'm looking at like the dollars go up. I like to see that. And then sometimes I get like caught up in that. And next thing you know, those pennies, they start turning negative on me. And I'm like, man, I should have sold when my gut told me. That's one of my problems. Not following my gut, man. So,
Yeah, to me, I have my biggest issue is pretty much the same as Cam's. It's just like the stocks that we have in our portfolio. Sometimes, man, for example, uh, like key technology, even though it's up like almost 50%, like I don't want to sell it.
yeah.
And you know what I mean? Because I don't know if it's a fear thing of it might go up another 30-40%. Same thing with Twitter. We still have Twitter, even though it's up ridiculous amount from when we bought it. Square is the same way. Square,
Yeah,
we,
yeah.
you know what I mean? You can even see the mistake that we made, and we can admit it on this podcast because, it was at almost $100.
It was that. It did. It went over 100.
Yeah, it went over
I remember
100, and we let it.
I remember I was in Florida when it happened, and my boy,
Yeah.
who I was riding with, he turned to me and he said, "Cam, I think we should sell Square." And I was like, "Man, I ain't selling it."
Yeah, and I'm looking at Square because we bought, like, it was $20 when we had it, and then And next minute we knew, like a week or two later, it's literally at $80-$70,
Got
and we're just like,
assassinated.
yo. And we sold some of it, and then next minute, it was at 50, and then that's when we bought it at the beginning of the year again. So I think everybody struggles with that. I think that's one of the biggest struggles I think everybody has, because I think it has to do a little bit about a greed, where you don't want to leave like a chunk of money on the table, and then walking by the table and was like, wow, you know what I mean?
Right,
the money
right.
I have in my hand don't do justice to what that money is on the table.
Right.
So
What about you, Kimberly? Do you have the same issue?
I do not.
Oh,
My rule is I'm when it comes to stocks, I don't marry them, I date them. And if it and I have a trade journal, and I respect my levels and I respect my stops. So I don't fall in love with any stock, really. I take profits along the way when it's time to take profits. And if it starts breaching if it's about to breach my stop, I'm taking it. I'll take it off. I'll respect it. I won't stop it. I mean, if you set, I'm this way. If once I set that stop, I'm not going to adjust it because I love the stock. It's like dating. Once you mess up, you're out. 1, 2, 3, you're gone.
That 1, 2, 3 strike rule.
3 strikes.
Yeah.
Yo,
yeah.
hold
So
up, man.
I take profits. I take profits.
She said, I've used that term. I don't marry stocks, but I usually say I don't marry stocks. I trade them. But she said she doesn't marry stocks. She dates them. So I have to. When you said that, man, I started to think.
That's such a good analogy.
Yeah, what stocks am I married to? I mean, and I might have to.
I know we're married
file
to
a divorce on this podcast right now. I'm married to Teladoc. I'm married to Square. I am married to Zillow. I think those are the only 3 I'm married to.
Yeah, but all of them are over 400%.
Yeah,
so
I know,
it's kind of hard.
But still, though, you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of hard.
It might be time to take. Now, Teladoc is going to be hard. It's hard for me to divorce Teladoc, man.
That's $10. That's where he got in at $10.
It's hard because, well, not really that, but I see the potential. Like, it's still like a baby right now. That has potential to be up there, around $200 per share. You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe what you do, right, is do covered calls, some cash secured puts. Keep it, right? Keep it.
Yeah.
Until it no longer serves you.
Yeah.
And then you kick them out.
100%. That's 100%.
You rough, man. Kicking them dudes out on the street.
When it comes to stocks, yeah, that's your money, man, right?
Oh yeah.
It is.
This is marathon money. If they start getting tired before you're ready for them to retire,
you gotta go.
You gotta go.
That's real. That's 100%. I think not a lot of people realize, man. I seen people hold stocks like they got it at $10, and then they go down to 3, and then they still holding the stock like it's gonna go up to like $40. No, it's not, man. There's a reason why. Yeah.
GE.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
G.
We can pick on a lot of them like that.
Yeah.
Enron. I mean, you can't hold on to it thinking it's come back to life.
GoPro.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't even mention GoPro.
Oh man, I stayed away from that stock. I already knew that. It's just it's a fancy camera. That's it. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing special about GoPro.
Man.
But yeah, she made a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point. I want to touch on another mistake that I feel like is common with everybody. Trading or not trading earnings. So sometimes I have a position, right? And I'll be up, let's say like 15% or whatever. And I'm like, oh, earnings report today. And once again, my gut's telling me like, man, I shouldn't trade earnings. I should take my profit. I hold through earnings. It does not go my way. earnings, man, I feel like it's really tricky. You can either make a lot of money or lose a lot of money in a matter of minutes. You know what I'm saying? I've told this story at least 4 times on this podcast about LinkedIn, when LinkedIn used to trade, and I lost a bunch of money trading earnings on them. You know what I'm saying? That still haunts me to this day, because I feel like that trade that I did was foolproof, but obviously it was not. But trading earnings is really tricky. I would advise people, if you're at that 20% level, like me, I need to be like, if I'm at that 20% level that I want to be, and I'm in a company, I seriously need to think about getting rid of it and taking my profits right there and not trading earnings, because most of the time earnings swing so much, so you could pick up the shares cheaper than where you sold it at, like after hours. You know what I'm saying? But then when it opens up, it may, explode up a little bit because, of whatever news that they're talking about, or whatever. But I think it's the fear. As far as that, I'll speak for myself. I think getting rid of my stocks, trading earnings, I'm fearful that the stock will go up, significantly, if I get rid of it. Like, I've seen Apple before they split. I think they split 7 ways or whatever they split. Before the split, me and Extra used to trade Apple. Man, Apple was moving like, $60, $70 on earnings. You got, a couple hundred shares of Apple and you sold them before earnings, and it then popped up $60, $70. You crying. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money that you done missed out on. And so I think, like, for me, the fear of missing out on that, it makes me just stay in it for that earnings trade. Kimberly, do you trade earnings?
I do not. It's
And you do
gambling.
everything like the right way. Like, what?
Well, I belong to I belong to 2 trading rooms, and I'm learning that there is there's a process that I'm learning now called nighttime right time, morning time right time, when it comes to trading earnings and how to trade them and what to look out for. I'm still learning the process. I don't know it yet, but there's a way that you can trade earnings without getting hurt. So I'm still in the learning phase of this right now. I still have some questions, but one of the things that the leader of the room tells us to do is to look at a stock after hours. If it's up 4%, then you look at all of these there's a lot of steps to it. You look at the public float, you analyze the guidance. You look to see if the guidance is up 100% or so. And just this past week, one guy, he made like 20K on this one stock because he followed this process. And I'm still in the beginning stages of learning it. So I have some questions on how to trade earnings, but not get in it early or the night before. And you can look at a stock pre-market and to see how it will do once it starts trading. So I'm still new to the process. So no, I don't trade earnings right now.
Well, is it this process, does it involve options or just straight stock?
Well, these guys, they do straight. I guess they do stocks. But my question to the room leader is, can you do it with options as well? So I haven't heard back from him, because I was up till 1 a.m. just looking at all of the things that he tells us to look at before putting on a trade. If we find a stock that looks really good, you have to go through a number of analysis or steps of the analysis before you say, okay, this is good. I'm gonna trade this. So I need to find out if I can do it by options, because I don't trade stocks necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Well, with options, I mean, I understand, like, looking at it before the pre-market or aftermarket, but you can't do anything with options between outside of the hours of 9:30 to 4. So you
Right.
would have to do it either the day before or right before the stock closes.
Well, I if I look, see my process right now, because I telework, is I look at it as the market opens, and I don't get into it right away. I give it at least 15, 20 minutes or so. And if I see that it's continuing to move up, I go down to a smaller time frame, then I may jump in it after half, maybe even a half hour, because I've had some stocks fade on me, right? Like right after about 15, 20 minutes, they'll fade away.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll wait to see if it really has legs. If it gets to around maybe 4%, I'm in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Kimberly, I got one question. How long you been trading stocks?
I haven't been trading stocks that long. I want to say about under a year.
Wow, like
Yeah, that's
that's
crazy.
you're pretty good. That's pretty most people under a year wouldn't know as much as you do. But that one style, that one group that you're in, the style that they do, um that's what I first did when I first got in, when I first was trading, when I was 15. A whole bunch of steps to find really good stocks, and doing aftermarket hours. But after a while, once you get good at those steps and you know what to look for, I started cutting it down to like 4 or 5 steps. But also, I I used to work, like Cam knows, I used to work at Scottrade. So they took me to school and all the investing, so I know how to cut it down into a point where,
Oh,
like, I make like trades that are precise, and it doesn't take me as long. Um, Cam knows that the best time to look at a stock is after hours.
Yeah,
It's never
yeah,
during the day.
yeah.
That's one of the things you're gonna keep forever, and you're gonna, those things never go away.
I feel
Most
like
of
during the market hours, you can still look at it, but you have to be
Yeah,
fast because the prices they start to move, especially if it's something that you like what you said, Kimberly. Like if something has legs, like if it has legs, or even if it doesn't, but if it's a day that it's just moving, we don't know where it's moving.
yeah,
If it's just moving, you don't have time to analyze. Like at least me,
nice,
I don't have time to analyze it. I'll miss my move.
oh, right, right. See,
yeah,
that's what the whole nighttime, right time analysis is for.
yeah,
You look at it to see where it is. Is it already up 4%? You
Hmm.
look at the volume. You has to
yeah,
have it, like his rule is it has to already be at 100K. It has to be at 100K or more.
yeah,
And it has all of these things that you look at it, look at and then pre-market. If it's already starting to move, then I guess at that point you jump in. I don't know the process just yet. And matter of fact, I'm going to a boot camp next month, and hopefully I'll get a lot of my questions answered. Um,
yeah. And to tell you the truth, I would ask a lot of questions as much as you can, because if you're able to open your brain and just learn, it'll help you tremendously. But over time, 2, 3 years down the road, a lot of those rules you'll start to realize you don't need. Some of them will be common sense, like the volume, a certain percentage that you need to see on a consistent basis. Where the company at as a market cap, is it undervalued? This is some of the things that we use, that we feel like so far we've been 4 for 4 on picking like stocks that are like 8, 9, $10, or that are now 50, 60, $70. It has worked for us 4 for 4. Now, I'm not saying there's not going to be a time where it's not going to work. There probably will be, but I feel like those little few rules that we do have been great beneficial to us.
Yeah.
And we started on the same path you did, so I'm pretty sure you're probably going to be way, way, way on some great. Your portfolio is going to be looking nice in the future.
Yeah, and then after you come back from that boot camp, we gotta have you back on, man. We need to get that
Yeah,
20.
that's
We
for
need to get. I
sure.
need that 20K, man. I need that 20K.
yeah, well, see, with these people, I guess they do have, like you guys, you give really good investment advice. Like I've listened to you, and I started, honing in on TDoc and Square, and
That's what I'm talking about.
but in the groups that I'm in, they trade them, they jump in them, they get their profit, they jump out, they move on to the next stock.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I said earlier. I'm agnostic when it comes to stocks. I don't marry them, I date them.
Yeah.
I try to play them as long as I can, doing the cover calls and all that other stuff. And then I move on to the next one. But I like the fact that you guys have a cachet of really nice stocks. I mean, you guys you've done your homework, and I'm impressed.
Appreciate it.
I like that. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, you know what? Yo, we at that 30-minute mark. I wanna end on that note, man. That's how I wanna end it. Is that all right?
Yep.
Yo, all right, hold up, man. Kimberly, what can you want to give out your social media, anywhere anybody can follow you or find you or anything like that?
I'm on Twitter at Renata13725. That's it.
At Red Nada.
Yeah, Renata13725. Yeah.
REN.
ATA 13725.
Cool. You can follow me on anything, Twitter, Facebook, StockTwits, Instagram, whatever, at Camboni11, CAMBONI11. Hit us up on our Facebook chat also, man. What about you, Kenny?
Kenny Collin 23. Same thing across the board.
Yeah.
Hit us on our Marathon Money Facebook chat and get people to listen out.
Yep. So, all right, Kimberly, it was nice having you. We have to have you on again because, like I said, I need that 20K. So,
not just 20K, you could do more.
Yeah, I need more than that. Hey, I'm cool with the 20 though in a couple minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just trading some after hours, getting 20K. I'll take that. I ain't greedy. So so until next week, peace.